David Menzies for Rebel News here in North Toronto. And folks, I'm standing outside a building that houses the Toronto Community Benefits Network. And Yara Sachs, the MP for York Centre, she's to drop by here. Well, she was planning to drop by here and have a press conference. And myself and Lincoln Jay and my boss, Ezra Levent, we all applied for media credentials and we received them. And then just minutes before the press conference was to take place, we were informed that it wasn't going to take place. Kinda. You see, Yara Sachs, she was late and she didn't walk in the front door. She snuck in. Let's throw back to the footage from some almost 3 hours ago when my boss, Ezra, was trying to get Yara Sachs on the record.
Sneaky.
Well, folks, about an hour and a half ago, my boss, Ezra Levent, he had to hustle back to the office for some important business. So my cameraman, Lincoln Jay, and I, we stayed behind to catch Yara Sachs and ask her some questions. But wouldn't you know it, she once again snuck out. This time, we were not fortunate enough to catch her. But what does that say? I mean, this is supposed to be a parliamentarian. Why don't you just face the music? Yeah, maybe our questions are impolite, maybe they're insensitive, but you should have a backbone. You should have the intestinal fortitude to take these kind of questions from the media. Yeah, I know Yara Sachs, she's probably used to softballs from the CBC and whatnot. But we want to ask real questions. And what questions would they be? Well, as our truck was demonstrating, what was the reason for Yara Sachs going to Ramallah and shaking hands with Mahmoud Abbas? This is a guy that runs a pay-for-slay operation, i.e., kill an Israeli, you're going to get a check. If you die trying, no problem, your family gets paid out. And of all people, to get cuddly with this terrorist, a Canadian Israeli Jewish woman? Are you kidding me? And especially since she's not the Prime Minister, she's not the Foreign Affairs Minister. What in blue hell was she doing there in the first place? Another question, and it pertains to this disastrous press conference that was quasi-cancelled. I mean, they said it was cancelled, but, you know, they snuck Yara Sachs in. Is this how you're going to play out the remainder of your term? You're going to be acting like some scared little mouse, just afraid of the independent press, the glare of the camera, the sound of insensitive questions? That is pathetic. And another thing I wanted to ask her, remember her most infamous statement, I think, in the House of Commons, that honk honk is an acronym for Heil Hitler. Do you remember that? Let's throw to a clip of Yara Sachs in action.
Honk honk, which is an acronym for Hail Hitler.
Well, first of all, Ms. Sachs, I want to educate you. A sonic outburst is not an acronym. An acronym is a combination of individual letters that spell out a word, you know, like NASA. So you don't even know what an acronym is, but where did you get that information? I mean, your government seems obsessed with misinformation and disinformation, and somehow you came up with the crackpot idea that a car honking its horn twice is Heil Hitler. Please don't go downtown during rush hour. You will see Nazis galore on the streets of Hogtown, let me tell you. But in any event, folks, we did give it the good old college try. We wanted to pose these questions and others to Yara Sachs. But Yara Sachs, at the end of the day, and I don't care where you sit in the political spectrum, Yara Sachs is a coward. She is a scaredy cat that will not face the music. Let me ask you, if you live in York Centre, is this who you want to be your Member of Parliament? For Rebel News, I'm David the Menzoid Menzies. Yeah, I know there's plenty to choose from, folks, but is Yara Sachs perhaps the most despicable Liberal MP in government today? I think so. I think she actually meets the benchmark of a self-hating Jew. How else can you describe why she would go to the Middle East and shake hands with a terrorist who denies the Holocaust while he tries to manufacture another? If you feel like we do, please go to our petition, firesachs.com. That's firesachs.com. And if you're able to, kindly make a donation so that Rebel News can continue to bring you the other side of the story.